Alright, hello, and welcome back to another Route 19 stream. In today's run, we will be operating the H line, which I've renamed the D line because there's not enough trains with the H bullet available. So, without further ado, let's get started. This is a West Point bound D train. The next stop on this train will be 255th Street. Step all the way in, stand clear of the closing doors, please. Gotta make sure I have the lineup first. Do I have the lineup? Okay, now I do. What's up, Jamaica fan? Alright, let us begin. This is R46 6262, which in real life does not exist, but in Slicking Canon it does exist. So I have one 2-car set and one 4-car set in order to make a 6-car 46. Because if the J was able to use R46s, it would use 6-car sets. The D line I'm running in trains is an 8-car line, so if I use 75 footers it would be 6 cars. Let me trigger my track marks. There we go. This is 255th Street. I'm glad I built this extension. This is a West Point bound D train. The next stop on this train will be 246th Street, I believe. Step all the way in, stay clear of the closing doors, please. I am aware R46s don't run on the J, but I'm saying if they did, if they were able to, they would use 6 cars because of the fact that the J is configured for 8-car 60 footers. So in order to meet the length, you would need 6-car 75 footers. Now, I've heard that the G used to use 8-car R32s and 6-car R46. Or was it the other way around? Might have used 6-car R32s and 4-car R46. Either way, it definitely got nerfed from what it used to be. My first time running the R46 on my version of the D line. I would love to continue to call it the H, but there's not a lot of signage for that, sadly. This is 246th Street. Well, an R68C train did happen during the GO in 2021. There's a West Point bound D train. 234th Street is next. Stand clear of the closing doors, please. What you'll notice in my Route 19 streams is I like to do the impossible. Like, for example, like I mentioned earlier, There is no R46 numbered 6262, but I have one in my system. If future canon allows, I have plans to create an R46 numbered 6300, so that's going to be exciting. This is 234th Street. In trains, the impossible becomes possible. This is a West Point bound D train. 223rd Street is next. Step all the way in, stand clear of the closing doors, please. Okay, I finally found my list. This is 223rd Street. Transfer is available to the shuttle upstairs. I'm getting my BVE controls and my trains controls mixed up. There's a West Point bound D train. The next stop on this train will be 216th Street, Hazel Avenue. Step all the way in, stand clear of the closing doors, please. I'm surprised we're taking the middle track. I thought we were going to switch off. I thought the middle track was no longer functional. This used to be a terminal, so it used to be kind of like Court Square on the G. But now that it's not a terminal anymore, the middle track should be obsolete. Except if there's like train traffic and you need to store a train temporarily. Then it should be used. This is 216th Street, Hazel Avenue. What's up, NJTE? This is a West Point bound D train. Autumn Avenue is next. Step all the way in, stand clear of the closing doors, please. Oh yeah, something that I noticed, as well as King of Trains noticed, is that they updated the characters in this game. So now there's a more diverse representation of passengers. And the passengers also look more realistic. I think it began with the driver update, because I know drivers used to not look realistic, but now they look realistic. So Oran, which is the company that made trains, probably decided, let's make the passengers look realistic also. I don't know. don't know why I made that large curve like that. I don't know what the heck. Me being a NJTE, you know that's slander. That is slander and a non-credible video. You are well aware that that was a defamatory video, and I will not be questioned for further comments concerned. Second Avenue Yard? I've never heard of that before. As far as I know, the T is supposed to use Coney Island Yard in the future. This is Autumn Avenue. Transfer is available to the shuttle train once again. This is a West Point bound D train. The next stop on this train will be Willow Birch Avenue. Step all the way in, stand clear of the closing doors, please. I haven't done the D line in a while, formerly known as the H line, as I said before. I haven't done this line in a while, I've mostly been focusing on other lines. RN made trains, yes, but went bankrupt in 2007. Some trains fan made N3B games, so trains could live on N3B. Okay, so my mistake. So N3B games is the one that fixed up the passenger models. Thank you, N3B games. That was a necessary improvement. This is Willow Birch Avenue. I'm working on project called the Greater Slicken Project, which would basically unite all of my routes. Reason I make mention of it is because when I remake the D line, I might have to make some station adjustments, might add some, might subtract some stations. We'll have to wait and see. There's a West Point bound D train. The next stop on this train is 211th Street. Step all the way in, stand clear of the closing doors, please. The T will use Coney Island Yard. It might. The Q train might do that. Actually, that is a smart idea. The Q can just run up to 125th and then become a T. Just like the N and W can switch routes at Astoria Ditmars. Same with the 2 and 5 at Flatbush, so on and so forth. This is 211th Street. 6 years ago, this used to be the terminal for the D train, until I made more extensions. This is a West Point bound D train. The next stop on this train is 200th Street City College. Step all the way in, stand clear of the closing doors, please. In the future, if and when better subway resources are made available, which is something I'm waiting on, just gotta be patient. I do want to make 211th a half underground, half above ground station, which is indicated by this tunnel here. Let me switch my viewpoint. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we are being held momentarily by the train's dispatcher. We apologize for any inconvenience. This is 200 Street City College. This also used to be a terminal for the D line. Forgot when I initially made the D line. I think it was in 2016. It had to be 2016. Huh? No. No. No, no, no. Why can't I open the doors? The doors! Ow! Oh my goodness, I can't open the freaking doors. I'm sad. Ladies and gentlemen, we are having some door trouble. We apologize for any inconvenience. This may or may not affect your schedule. When do I stop? 3, 2, 1, and stop train. Yes, I have R68A2 car sets in this can. They range from 5154 to 5200. Ladies and gentlemen, I am suffering. But why am I suffering though? I don't know why. Why can't the doors just open? There we go, thank you. Feel bad for that passenger that felt like he was trapped on the R46. This is a West Point bound D train. 193rd Street is next. Step all the way in. Stand clear of the closing doors, please. I will chalk this up to a minor inconvenience. Wait, I was pressing close both sides this whole time? Oh my goodness. Must be very tired. Good grief, these things can take off. This is the back car, 6096. No, I think they fixed 8017, but 8016 did get scrapped because of Ida. Yeah, Ida took a massive toll on New York City. This is 193rd Street. Last stop on West Point Island. I forgot I put this R32 here. This is a West Point bound D train. 181st Street is next. Step all the way in. Stand clear of the closing doors, please. What's up, TFP Vlogs? Alright, we're going to be going over the bridge now. Ignore the fact that the driver is in the back. That's not canon. Going over the West Point Island Bridge. This was the very first bridge I built in Trains 2019. So it has a lot of significant historical value for me. Built it over the summer of 2022. Hear me out. If they could deadhead from Coney Island Yard to 72nd, where it become a T to 125th, and even T coming from 125th to terminate at 72nd, deadhead to Coney Island Yard. That would be interesting, and I could see that happening. This is 181st Street. Transfer is available to the W12 at the bus terminal. There's a slick and bound D Express train. Kingside Road is next. Step all the way in, stand clear of the closing doors, please. I forgot that West Point Yard is literally West Lag Yard. Every time I pass by here, my computer starts lagging. But yeah, we're on the express track now. Huh? G2. Ladies and gentlemen, because I haven't played this route in a very long time, I will be prone to make mistakes. However, I believe in second chances. We're going to pretend that that did not happen. And stop. We're going to try that again. Hello, Concourse Express Productions. No, it's not canon, NJT. This is a slick and bound D Express train. Kingside Road is next. Step all the way in. Stand clear of the closing doors, please. No passengers. I didn't have AI train trouble. I'm not really moving the AI on this particular session. I'm just moving the main train, so all the rest of the AI just sitting in place or moving when I command them to. What happened was I switched onto the wrong track, so I had to fix that. Oh yeah, the yard is, I just passed by the yard. This is Kingside Road. There's a slick and bound D Express train. 134th Street is next. Step all the way in, stand clear of the closing doors, please. Excuse me. I like how I only opened one side. I was supposed to open both sides. It's not canon. No. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm going to have to redo these tracks because when I did them, I had some errors in their construction. That was a mild overshoot. We're going to ignore that also. They can use the crossover at 72nd Street and deadhead to Coney Island Yard and turn around and become a T to Hanover Square. That is true. They can use that very large X switch right before 72nd Street. This is 134th Street. Transfers available to the D local train across the platform. This is a slick and bound D Express train. The next stop on this train will be Rock Hill. Step all the way in, stand clear of the closing doors, please. $80 and a 79 is fine. There's barely a difference. R40 mod on the side, that is correct. Some of them are actually R42s, but they look the same as the R40 mods in the game. In real life, they do not look the same. I don't know why I approved 55 miles per hour for a curve. I don't know what I was thinking. So in canon, this would be AM rush hour. R40M, 10 out of 10. R40S, yeah, definitely. It gets like a higher score than the... I'll give the slant a 12 out of 10. I always love this stretch because I get to haul on it. I believe it's large for higher speeds over the 72nd Street switch. That could be the case. That could definitely be the case. R40 slant on the N is hot. That is true. 40 slant on the B is 100 out of 10. Definitely agree, because it would be very easy for me to catch that if it was still running. Sadly, they all died in '09, but if I was old enough to catch it at that time, it would have been very easy. All I had to do is just walk a couple blocks and bam, a R40 slant B train would be waiting for me. Sadly, that is not the case. But rest in peace, R40 slants from 1968, if I'm not mistaken, to 2009. And there's an R38 to your right. R32C train was childhood for me, so definitely approve of those. Technophil in and into R40M. R46 can haul like the 160s on Queens Boulevard. That's a fact. Well, don't sleep on R46s. They can go pretty fast, especially when you ride some on the A via Central Park West, and even on the Rockaway Flats going south. Going north, they can haul, but not as much, because you have to slow down before you get to the bridge. M120, yeah, M125 was... Oh! This is Rock Hill. This is a slick and bound D Express train. Royal Center is next. Stand clear of the closing doors, please. Darn it, I keep giving NJTE ammunition. This is Royal Center. I still have to decorate my stations when I get the chance. Either that, or I might wait until the Greater Slickin' project is finished. We'll see. This is a slick and bound D Express train. Conduit Bridge is next. Step all the way in. Stand clear of the closing doors, please. Passengers did go flying. I'm gonna have to make an announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, we apologize for the inconvenience of me activating the emergency brakes. I will not be paying for your spinal surgery, however. Thank you for riding with the KTA. It was a bad idea for a TA to remove the 3rd Avenue L. Would have been useful. Yeah, that's true. I mean, if it wasn't useful, then why did the BX55 exist? MTA realized they messed up. It was like, yo, we gotta go create this bus route. And now all you have is the BX15. That's like the only remnant of the 3rd Avenue L. And the BX15, I hate to say it, but the BX15 kind of went out like a bump. I hate saying that because I used to love the BX15. BX15 used to be overpowered. And I say that in all sincerity. It used to be extremely OP. Ladies and gentlemen, we're being held by a red signal. We apologize for the inconvenience. I don't think the BX15 in its current state should be select bus. That's just my opinion, though. This is Conduit Bridge. Last stop in West Point. We will be crossing over the Conduit Bridge and entering the land of Slick. Conduit Bridge. 80th Street is next. Step all the way in. Stand clear of the closing doors, please. That's the only thing I don't like about this station, the enormous dwell times. Well, I wouldn't really consider those true or false questions, NYCTA fan, because those are more questions of what passengers really need. If passengers need it, then it should be done. Good grief, this dwell time kills me. I can't control it right now. It's just, I'm waiting for the doors to close so I can leave the station. Kingsbridge has 5 next gens left. I don't understand why, but I'm gonna just go with it for now. The clip will be posted to your server soon. We'll see about that. Bypassing Van Slycken Avenue, which really should not be bypassed, but due to the configuration of the station, it is a local station, even though it shouldn't. You rode 4112 on the BX10. Hope you enjoyed the ride. But Quill also has 5 next gen, now that I think about it. Again, they don't really need them, but they have them anyway. On second thought, maybe they do need them because they're still getting loans from other depots. Quill is yoinking buses from my depot, Manhattanville, as well as OH, which is Tuskegee Airmen. So they appear to be short on buses. I don't really understand why, but they are. The Orion 7 next gen replacements might actually be the XE40s when they come in, the 60 electrics that we're supposed to be getting. I am a little bit leery about the electrics. This is 80th Street. This is a Orlando Sandbound D Express train. The next stop is 39th Street KT Center. Step all the way in, stand clear of the closing doors, please. I designed this station to be a lot like Atlantic Avenue Barclays Center. Or as close as I could get to it right now. Do I have a Discord? Yes, I do. Back in 1932, Van Slycken Avenue probably had nothing around it, so it was built as a local station. Yes, that is true. Check general and your server. I'm gonna probably post a link to my description for my server eventually. We'll see. Darn it, I hate it. I got caught on 4K. Can't go to Discord. In that case, I would say just be patient for the time being. We're able to get on the D Express from 167 from Fordham and Kingsbridge. Wait, let me check my map. Fordham is an express station, so for the D to skip that, there must have been some severe delays in the Bronx. Like you said, yeah, heavy delays on CP. Oh, okay, so it wasn't in the Bronx, it was CPW. I see. But for the delays to affect the Bronx, like, it must have been some very hard times on CPW. This is 39th Street KT Center. Connection is available to the S39 bus as well as one of the 10 KT Center towers above this station. Connection is also available to the shuttle train across the platform. "39th Street, 19th Street is next. Step all the way in, stand clear of the closing doors, please." There we go. The funny has been posted. There were many subway assets, but the website is closed and on sale. Why did I do? No! You're not supposed to see that. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I'm aware that the website closed down and everything, but apparently in the future they do want to re-release the assets. So I'm just waiting on that. Yeah, NJTE is right. This is 19th Street. This is a Land of Sandbound D Express train. 15th Street is next. Step all the way in, stand clear of the closing doors, please. I'm not sure, but it seemed like customers wanted the BX25, so MTA met that demand. This is 15th Street. Transfer is available to the shuttle train on the same platform. This is a Land of Sandbound D Express train. 12th Street City Hall is next. Stand clear of the closing doors, please. This is 12th Street City Hall. Coming into the station in 98 was truly one of the moments of all time. Where here's the thing, that station is supposed to separate 78th Street from the forest. So there's a large swath of forest before I enter that station, or at least there will be in the future. So because I hadn't traveled that large of an area in the subway for such a long time, I forgot that there was a station. This is 12th Street City Hall. This is a Land of Sandbound D Express train. 10th Street is next. Stand clear of the closing doors, please. .1205 got burnt, didn't it? Or was that 1201? I think they both got burnt, actually. As you can see, my station building techniques were very primitive when I made the D-line. So I'm going to probably have to go back and fix everything up. Or just wait till the greater slicking project comes out. This is 10th Street, last stop in Slicker. Prepare to haul through the Land of Sand Tunnel. This is a Land of Sandbound D Express train. The next stop will be Sando Street. Step all the way in, stand clear of the closing doors, please. Alright, we got 2 more stops to go. Excuses, excuses. 205th Street got flooded? Wow. I didn't know that. 1076 is at Gleason. Fun fact, that was the first XN60 I ever rode besides 1016. And 47 is also at West Farms. This is Sando Street. This is the last stop on this train. Everyone please leave the train. Thank you for riding with the KTA. Initially it wasn't supposed to be the last stop, but I chose the wrong track. So it's the last stop now. Everyone please leave the train. Thank you for riding with the KTA. I will be going on a 1-minute break. I'll be right back. Test 1 2. All right, I am back. Let me read some comments. Looks like my train is in the middle of the desert. I know. This is a land of sand. It's supposed to look that way. Wait, let me change the signage. There we go. The glory, why did you remove the glory of the former Land of Sand terminal? Well, actually, I just pushed it back so I can have a loop. I was supposed to arrive on the middle track, but I forgot that. The middle track would have continued to the new terminal, which, by the way, is now over here. Now I have to sign this train up to D. This will be our next and final train of the day. This may take a little while. Oh yeah, as you can see, I have renumbered my R32s. That way that they make more sense. Wait a second. Okay. Thought I messed something up for a second. Nope, everything's good. $36.01 at the end. Alright. This is my new train for the day. R32D train, 3543 in the front. Which, by the way, was one of the last LaGuardia old gens. I think it's dead now. This is Sando Street Terminal. This is a 265th Street bound D Express train. This is a Swicken bound D Express train. The next stop on this train is Sando Street. Step all the way in, stand clear of the closing doors, please. Have one incorrect roll sign, so it's just like real life. I did. I signed one up to D to Atlantic when the rest of the consist is not signed up like that. Okay, let's watch this train depart. See, everything else says JFK Airport. I signed one up to Van Wyck Expressway. The R32D did run during the retirement run. I caught it twice. See, this one says Van Wyck Expressway, while the rest of them say JFK Airport. Now, LaGuardia is almost done with old gens. Some people are probably saying thank goodness, while other people are probably very sad about this fact. Yep. This is Sando Street. Last station in the Land of Sand. Anakin would never come here. This is a Slickin' bound D Express train. 10th Street is next. Step all the way in. Stand clear of the closing doors, please. Gotta fix these junctions so I can have clearance. There we go. Let me stop the R46 over here. Otherwise that train will be following me, and I do not want that to happen. Own a musket for self-defense, just like the Founding Fathers intended. This is 10th Street, first stop in Slickin'. This is a West Point bound D Express train. The next stop on this train is 12th Street City Hall. Step all the way in, stand clear of the closing doors, please. Do you own a musket for self-defense? I own an electro sword, so I guess that's close enough. I also own the intergalactic titanium baseball bat, which is powered using the energy of the cosmos themselves. The 835 should extend the new lots. Place the B6. But then you're trying to put the B6 out of a job. I don't think you want to do that because the B6 is heavily serviced. This is 12th Street City Hall. The mayor's office is here, but it's just a decoy. The real mayor's office is actually somewhere else. Ignore the glitched ceiling. I don't know why it's doing. Northbound D train, 15th Street is next. Step all the way in, stand clear of the closing doors, please. That's not what they intended. But it is what Slicken, aka my boss and Canon, intended. This is 15th Street, last chance to transfer to the shuttle train before it diverges from us. You will see it again at 39th Street, but by that point it'll pretty much be useless. Are y'all protecting the mayor like he's the president or something? I don't know. Maybe because the mayor is Slicken? This is a West Point bound D Express train. 19th Street is next. Step all the way in, stand clear of the closing doors, please. I mean, NYCTA fan, if you want, you should give those suggestions to the MTA when they do the Brooklyn Bus redesign meeting, whenever that'll be. This is 19th Street. There's a West Point bound D Express train. 39th Street KT Center is next. Step all the way in, stand clear of the closing doors, please. The Z train should not exist. Leaves. You're gonna offend Broadway 8942. This is 39th Street KT Center. Transfer is available to the shuttle train across the platform. Connection is also available to the 10 KT Center towers upstairs. Yes, we use bridge electrics for the shuttle. There's the West Point bound D Express train. Next stop on this train is 80th Street. Step all the way in, stand clear of the closing doors, please. Broadway 8942 could go cry like a baby. The Z should not exist. Well, we'll see what customers have to say about that, because at the end of the day, they determine what's good for them and what's not. So if the passengers want to keep the Z, then they should keep the Z. If not, then they should just delete it from existence to increase J service. Depends on what the customers want. Customer is always right. B37 should reroute to Brooklyn Bridge Park. Well, it depends on proximity. It all depends on proximity. This is 80th Street. Transfer is available to the D local train. In other words, the B train. This is a West Point bound D Express train. Conduit Bridge is next. Step all the way in, stand clear of the closing doors, please. Customers want more trains at the stations with the skip stop thingy. Only 24 trains could run on the Williamsburg Bridge during the peak. Only 12 from the J and Z could run, so a train every 10 minutes at a J only stop and vice versa. So it seems that the way service is right now, it is literally confined to this pattern. Like, there's no way you can increase service. It's not really a fleet issue, but a Williamsburg Bridge issue, capacity issue. So if that's the case, then if the skip stop customers want the Z gone, then it should be gone. All of Gun Hill's next gens got whack-a-mole by LFS hybrids. I always like the uptown voyage. For some reason it feels a little more fun to me than the downtown voyage. Actually, they retired by the end of June, but I reported it in October because with Gun Hill you don't really know. 4543 is still at Gun Hill. Gun Hill likes to play games, so there's a lot of factors that stop me from just declaring their retirement right away. Bypassing Van Slycken Avenue. Alright, we are now crossing over the Conduit Bridge. Manhattanville has 12 hawkers left because 3950 was retired also. With the Z going, no longer could the J have to operate 6 trains per hour. Well, that would be good because the J would get a service boost. So I see where you're coming from, and essentially the J and Z are almost like the same route, except with alternating stop patterns. This is Conduit Bridge. First stop in West Point. Conduit Bridge. Next stop on this train is Royal Center. Step all the way in, stand clear of the closing doors, please. Less waiting equals faster journey. Alright, thank you for tuning in, NYCTA fan. I'm going to try to make this journey through West Point quick. I'll see what I can do. Alright, let's get it. I see. Well, I would say also a major problem that's hindering the Williamsburg Bridge is the timers. Yes, I understand why the timers are there. I would say maybe raise the speed limit by 5 or 10 miles. This is Royal Center. Royal Center. West Point Island bound D train. Rock Hill is next. Stand clear of the closing doors, please. Yes, I am aware that the limit was imposed after the Williamsburg Bridge wreck. But what I'm saying is that if it's possible, the MTA should try to meddle with the limit just a little bit to maybe squeeze in an extra train or two per hour. If possible. If not, then just leave it the way it is. This is Rock Hill. Grand Avenue is getting absolutely cucked during this stream because no trains are stopping there. Well, then again, so is Van Slycken Avenue. This is a West Point Island bound D Express train. 134th Street will be next. Step all the way in, stand clear of the closing doors, please. Edgar Wood. It's like Mr. Wood. Okay, 1595 was delivered. Nice. Alright, it's straight hauling from here. You got 134th, Kingside, 181, 193, 200, 211, Willow Birch, Autumn, Hazel, Maple Avenue 223, 234, and then I will probably short term at 246. Alright, I'm gonna be going on a light break, so my audio will be muted for a good portion of the stream, but just to let you know what the next stops will be. 134th, Kingside, 181, 193, 200, 211, Willow Birch, Autumn. What are the next ones? I forgot. Oh yeah, Hazel, Maple, that's 216, 223, 234, 246, and we are going to short term early at 246. So we're not going all the way to 265, we're terminating at 246. Alright, enjoy the rest of the street. This is 246th Street. Last stop on this train. Last stop. No passengers. This train is going out of service. This is the last stop. Thank you for riding with the KTA. Bringing one more car up. And brake. And almost at the end. And stop. I like how this looks like it's on a higher elevation, because it is. Last stop, last stop. No passengers, this train is now out of service. Thank you for riding with the KTA. Last stop. Alright, if you guys enjoyed this stream, please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you all for tuning in to today's edition of Route 19, where we return to the D-Line.